How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Bengals Ravens under the lights. First of two games between these two teams this season. Bengals plowed the Ravens last year, dropping 41 points in both games against them. Does that mean anything in this particular matchup? Not really. Are the Bengals going to come in with some confidence against the Baltimore Ravens? You bet they will. Coming on two-game win streak. You beat the Ravens twice last year. You feel like you can beat this team. You've proven you can beat this team. It is Ja'Marr Chase's Baltimore Ravens defense, as far as he's concerned, that he just runs right through anytime, does whatever he wants with, right? Does whatever he wants with. Well, it's not that easy. Baltimore, as we know, decimated with injuries last season. It's going to be a completely different looking Baltimore Ravens team this season. It's going to be more of what we've seen the Bengals go up against in Joe Burrow's first season with the Cincinnati Bengals. What we've seen Joe Burrow effectively be just be taken out of the game in the fourth quarter because of how much he was getting hit by the Baltimore Ravens defense in his first season with the Bengals. Now, things have changed. Offensive line for the Bengals has been trending up the last couple weeks. Baltimore doesn't look to be in that same position it was prior to having all their players injured last season. It still doesn't look like they can put together the same blitz packages they once did and depend on these guys as much as they did. But I think at the same time, if you watch this team, you watch the way they played Buffalo last week, it feels like, again, continuity is a big thing. And the more these guys start to play with each other again in Baltimore, the more you're seeing this Baltimore Ravens defense gel. And we're going to see a good game, to say the very least, out of this Baltimore Ravens defense. And what's going to be interesting here, it's the Baltimore Ravens defense, and how good has this Cincinnati Bengals offensive line really been? They played two teams the last 2 weeks that haven't been known for hitting the quarterback too much this season compared to the first two games where they just played absolute monsters on the other side of the line in TJ Watt and Micah Parsons. This week, they're going to go up against a Baltimore Ravens defense that likes to mix things up. They like to disguise the blitz packages, the coverages, and that is a big deal, not just for how Joe Burrow is going to do against this Baltimore Ravens team, but how's this offensive line going to do? An offensive line that, again, where's the chemistry? Where's the continuity at? We've seen multiple instances early in the season when he was playing better defenses where they were struggling to pick up the proper protection, finding the proper guys, letting guys go at Joe Burrow unabated. I think we're going to see that improved. I think that stuff, again, chemistry, you figure it out and you start to play a lot better. I think we're going to see this Bengals offensive line. Again, they're trending in the right direction. I think he's going to get time to throw the football. We've seen Allen get time to throw the football last week. The question is, can Burrow do what Allen did from a mobility standpoint? Now, I think, obviously, Allen more athletic quarterback, but Burrow's proven he'll take that football, tuck it in, and run. Ravens were playing throughout part of this game last week. They was worried about just not getting beat deep against the Buffalo Bills. They're going to have that same mindset, I would assume, against the Cincinnati Bengals, Ja'Marr Chase, T. Higgins, and company here. That's going to leave, once again, much like we've seen Allen last week, a chance for Burrow to take that football down and tuck it and run if he wants to. Again, I don't think he plays like Josh Allen does from a running the football standpoint, but we'll see what comes together there. The Bengals' run game is the biggest concern of all here. The Bengals have struggled mightily to run the football. You don't want second and longs. You don't want third and longs. If I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm not even taking that chance. I'm starting this game out slinging the rock. We've seen it last year. Seen it a couple times in the first few games this year. They start off slow. It's because they try to establish that run game. Good strategy. Love the strategy. But you're playing with a quarterback who is an MVP caliber quarterback through in and throughout. You start out throwing that rock, and you start out by trying to get this Baltimore Ravens defense on its heel. Play to your strength. It's worked the last 2 weeks. I want to see the Bengals do that again this week. They can get off to a hot start. I think they'll be all right. But they have to make sure they can, because this is a Baltimore Ravens offense that loves to run the rock. Lamar, J.K., these guys are going to wear down this Bengals defense. They're going to be out there a lot of this game if the Bengals go out there good off that field 3 and out quite a few times this game. They have to be very careful. A Bengals defense that looks pretty similar. There's one big cog up the middle missing for the Bengals, though, in this game. And boy, do the Baltimore Ravens love hearing all about it in DJ Reader, the interior defensive lineman who has just been one of the best run stoppers in the league for the Cincinnati, ever since coming to the Cincinnati Bengals. And a team that loves to feast on the run, you wonder what that is going to do to impact this game. Lamar Jackson ran for $125 once against the Bengals last season. He very well could do this again. We very well could see a shootout on our hands here in Baltimore, depending, again, how this Bengals offense can go. Bengals rolling right now. Baltimore, you got to think you drop that 17-point lead like they did last week. They're going to come ready to play. They are going to come absolutely ready to play. Division rival in Baltimore. Tough place to play. You got Lamar Jackson, second favorite right now to win the MVP betting odds wise, because the guy has just been playing the best football of his career on this contract year. He bet on himself, and he's going out there and proving why he bet on himself. The guy's been very, very good this season. Mark Andrews tears teams apart. Bengals have proven they've sometimes struggled to stop the tight end. Mark Andrews, J.K. Dobbins. We could see a lot of these guys in this football game. If the Baltimore Ravens are successful, I guarantee we're going to see a lot of these guys in this football game. Much like on the Bengals side of the ball, we're going to see some success. Jamar Chase, once again, is going to have himself a day if the Bengals are going to have a successful game here. But you got to be careful. T. Higgins been proving himself. Boyd's been getting involved more lately. Hayden Hurst, who I think is an upgrade for the Bengals at tight end. Man, you got to love watching this guy play. He is a feisty player. He is a fiery player. He is a guy that does not give up a single snap on the field, and he will fight for every single yard on the field. You love watching this guy play. I really do. I love watching Hayden play. He just stay healthy. That being said, Bengals in primetime? The narrative has changed since Joe Burrow has come to the Cincinnati Bengals. The narrative has changed drastically in the big games since Joe Burrow has come to the Cincinnati Bengals. This feels like an early in the season, very big game. Two teams fighting for the top spot in the AFC North. You know this game's going to mean something down the road for both of these teams. You don't want to start 2-3. Neither of them do. I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they rise to the occasion. Ultimately, I can see this series being split this season. I think the Bengals are going to take the first one. I'm going to say Bengals 31, Ravens 27. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.